You were standing near the dining table, your small hand nervously fidgeting with the hem of your apron. Your head was slightly bowed, thanks for brushing your long lashes as you quietly served breakfast to your CEO husband Jungkook, who was dressed impeccably in his usual tailored black suit. He looked up, his cold expression softening the moment his eyes landed on you. You were not looking at him, of course. You never did. It had been a month since you both had gotten married. A quiet arranged marriage between two families agreed upon for mutual benefit, but even after 30 days of living under the same roof, you still flinched when I entered a room too suddenly. Delicious, he muttered to himself, but it was not audible enough to be heard by you. You watch him from the corner of your eyes, holding your breath. Does he like it? Is it okay? You wondered, your heart racing. Jungkook stole a glance at you again. You were biting your lower lip, your usual habit when you are nervous. With a sigh, Jungkook set the spoon down gently and reached for his juice. Then, pausing mid-air, he looked at you. Wine, pass me the juice. You blinked and then fumbled to pick up the glass. Your hands were slightly trembling as you extended it towards him. I will get your bag from the bedroom. You stuttered and ran upstairs to your bedroom. You bolted from the table and promenaded on the corner of the carpet. Jungkook flinched slightly, his brows twitching as he saw you tumble forward, catching yourself at the last second on the halfway wall. He looked down at the glass still in his hand, a small sigh escaping his lips. Why she is like this? Reaching the bedroom, you stood in front of the closet, gulping. Your chest was rising and falling quickly. Why am I like this? It's been a month still, but as my heart beat like I am being chased. Despite being married, he never questioned it, never complained, even when you sometimes caught him gazing at you with longing eyes in the dark. I'm so stupid, you mumbled, grabbing his work bag and the file he always needed for his morning meeting. You walked downstairs while tripping on your heels several times. Jungkook was watching you. You kept the file and bag on the table instead of handing him. His eyes lingered on your delicate frame. Your long sleeves were rolled up and your apron was tight. You looked beautiful more than you would even realize. But the tension on your face, the way your eyes kept darting. Wyan, his voice was calm and soft. You looked at him, frowned eyebrows. Are you okay? You jumped slightly and nodded too quickly. Yes, I am fine. Oh, you slapped your forehead dramatically. I forgot to pack your lunch. You said and rushed to the kitchen, mumbling to yourself in panic. Jungkook sighed. As he walked past the dining table, he caught a glimpse of you in the kitchen. Your back was facing him as you rushed around, trying to cut vegetables, pack side dishes, heat rice all at once. Your soft hair was tied in a messy bun while your smooth neck under the morning light. He gulped and then looked away. His fingers curled into a loose fist. Yes, he was man. You placed the last tofu in the lunchbox and closed the lid. Your face was slightly flushing, your peak behind your shoulder, and noticed that he was gone from the dining area. Your shoulder relaxed a bit when you walked out with his lunch. He was already next to the door. Your lunch. You said in a small voice. He looked at you and stepped forward. But instead of handing it to him, you gently placed the lunch on the shoe rack and stepped back with a bow. Then, with a light, sad nod, he took the lunch and turned around, muttering slowly, Thank you for this. You didn't hear as you had went back to the kitchen. He let out a sigh and spoke in a loud voice. Wyan, he called out your name. You came running from the kitchen. Who did you call me? Did you forget something? Tell me I get. Let's have dinner together tonight. Your breath hitched. You thought for a moment and then spoke. Okay. Jungkook smiled and then walked back to the kitchen. In the evening, after finishing the last touches of dinner, you wiped your hands and sat down for a second. You were tired but relieved. that everything was ready. Suddenly, your phone buzzed. You picked it up from the kitchen island and glanced at the caller ID. It was your Eoma. You smiled softly and answered, Eoma. Why, it's been a month. She said in one single breath, your eyes widened in horror as your back stiffened. Mom, it's only been a month. What do you mean settling? Your cheeks flushed, you bit your lip, eyes starting like you were caught stealing. Eoma, actually, I can't hear you. Yes, the signal is really bad. You sat waving your hand in the air dramatically, even though no one could see you. You stop acting. You quickly ended the call and loosed the phone on the counter with heart pounding hard. You sighed, uncovering the kimchi bowl with the lid. You removed the apron and went to your bedroom. Grabbing the towel, you went to the bathroom. The shower was warm and calming. You let the water run over your tense shoulder, trying to shake off the awkward conversation. On the other hand, downstairs, the front door opened. Jungkook had arrived. He stepped in, removing his coat, and the smell of dinner hit him like a gentle hug. She cooked again. He was not used to this, coming home to someone, the warmth, the smell of home cooked food. It was something he would have long forgotten existed in his life, as he was used to live alone. He walked quietly upstairs to the bedroom to change. Suddenly, the door creaked open, and you stepped out. He looked at you, and his world stopped, and your jaw dropped. The room went silent, his eyes widened like a deer caught in headlights. You turned and rushed back to the bathroom. You crouched behind the sink, covering your red tomato face. Meanwhile, Jungkook stood there frozen. His ears were turning bright red while his heart was hammering, like it was trying to escape. Oh my, no, I should have not. Why did I come in without knocking? He stepped back slowly, knocking lightly. He cleared his throat. Why, please don't feel bad. It was just a mistake. I will downstairs. Okay? He added, forcing an awkward smile in his voice. You didn't give him a response. He sighed and headed to the dining room, his heart still pounding, but more than anything, he felt guilty. 15 minutes later, he was waiting for you in the dining room since last 15 minutes, and finally you came down. Your facial expressions were really serious. You didn't look at him, not even once. You just sat on your usual chair, hands in your lap, cheeks burning like they would caught fire. Jungkook noticed the way you avoided his gaze, the way your shoulders curled inwards, his heart sank a little. Wanting to ease the tension, he cleared his throat softly. So, my parents, they are inviting us over for dinner tonight, tomorrow night. He said without looking at your face, as he didn't want to make you more uncomfortable. Your head slowly turned to him, you nodded shyly. Okay. He gave you a small, warm smile, not his usual cold smirk, but a genuine one. Don't worry about what just happened, really. It is not a big deal. You looked down again, gripping your spoon tightly. I'm sorry, I should have. That is okay, Mayan. It was an accident. You should not feel uncomfortable. It is your own home. Your heart softened. He was not like the cold image he gave off in front of others. With you, he always held back, always gave you space. After dinner, you both went to your bedroom. The room was dark, moonlight was softly spilling in through the curtains. Why can't I erase the image from my head? He turned his head slowly towards the pillow wall. You were sleeping peacefully. He could hear the faintest hint of a sleepy hum as you shifted under the blanket. He let out a sigh, brushing his hair back. He mumbled some words to himself, feeling his ears turning red. He turned to the other side and closed his eyes. The next morning, Jungkook woke up from the sleep. He stirred slightly but didn't wake up. He sat on the edge of the bed, taking breaths and pressing his palm. He muttered and went to the bathroom. After a quick shower and glancing back at your adorably sleepy face, he smiled softly, whispering, "Sleep well, don't skip breakfast, princess." Then he grabbed his file and bag. After half an hour, you rubbed your eyes and turned in bed, reaching out sleepily only to find the other side cold. You sat up and looked at the other side. He left already. A sigh bowed. He didn't even have breakfast or his lunch. You recall the way he always ate your food so silently but never left a grain of rice in the bowl. You quickly got up and tying your hair in a messy ponytail, you walked down to the kitchen to prepare his lunch box. Once the breakfast was ready, you packed it nearly into a sleek black lunchbox. Then you recalled the driver and handed it over with a sweet note tucked inside. Eat well and don't work too hard. At Jeon office, Jungkook was buried in his files, eyes flicking from his laptop screen to papers on the table. His expressions were cold, jaw-tight, and brows furrowed. Just then his assistant knocked. "Sir, your wife sent this lunch." Jungkook blinked in confusion. "What?" He looked up. The assistant placed the box text and on the table with a small smile. Jungkook stared at the box like it was an alien object. Then reaching slowly, he opened the box. Everything was perfectly packed. His favorite dishes still warm, neatly arranged, and right on top, a small sticky note with your soft handwriting. He picked up the note. Then, unable to stop the tiny tug on his lips, he smiled and then blushed. He was having a hard time to understand that you sent a lunchbox for him. Did she really made this for me? He took the chopstick and started to eat, savoring every bite like it was made of gold. Jungkook was blushing to himself while eating the food, which made his assistant smile. Back home, the doorbell rang and you opened the door to welcome him. Your heart skipped a beat. He looked softer, less cold. His eyes lingered on you for longer. He handed you the empty lunch bags. It was delicious. Your eyes widened. "Really? Will you pack it again tomorrow?" Your cheeks flushed. Yes, he smiled again. In the evening, you were standing before the full length mirror, adjusting your deep red silk gown. You grabbed your white clutch and walked into the hallway. Jungkook was standing near the door, adjusting his cufflinks. As soon as his eyes landed on you, he froze. You were not just beautiful, you were stunning. "Are you ready?" you asked softly. He blinked out of his trance and nodded quickly, trying to look away but faintly, miserably. "Yeah, let's go." You both walked to the car, the silence filled with unspoken thoughts. He opened the door for you and you slid in. He started the engine. Half an hour passed. The warm lights of the large traditional house glowed through the windows. His mother opened the door before the bell even rang. His face lighted up when she saw you. "Yinya, you look so beautiful tonight." His younger sister came running, clapping in excitement. "Opa, you are so lucky. She's your wife. Yuni, you look so beautiful." Jungkook's father stepped out from his study and gave a warm nod. "Come in, come in." You all moved to the dining living room. Jungkook and his father sat in deep conversation about business. Meanwhile, his mother looped her arm through yours with a knowing smile. "Come help me in the kitchen." You followed her nervously, heart thumping again. Then suddenly she asked, "So, you nearly dropped the bowl of kimchi in your hand." You started gulping down. She turned and raised her brow with a teasing smile. "Come on, I am talking about a grandchild, of course." You glanced towards the door, making sure no one was around. Actually, still feel scared, Yoma. I don't know why. His mother's brows furrowed in a surprise for a moment, then she let out a soft chuckle. "It is normal, dear," she said, patting your hand gently. "Mostly girls feel like that in the beginning. Give him a chance, dear, for once." You looked down, your lips pressed into a thin line. "But I feel scared. I know he's so good husband and I'm lucky, but..." Before you could finish, he handed you a plate. "Then start small. Trust needs time, but affection doesn't always need to be perfect. You are his wife, dear." What neither of you knew was that Jungkook had entered quickly to get a glass of water. He had heard everything, his lips parted in silent shock. He turned and walked out silently. He sat in the living room again, eyes blank, mindful. You returned to the room. He looked up at you with unreadable expression, but there was something softer behind those eyes. In the meantime, his mother came. "The dinner is ready. Come, let's have it first." You all nodded and walked to the dining room. The dining table was filled with laughter and clinking cutlery. His mother served the soup while his father and sister chatted casually about travel and business. You tried to focus, smiling at their stories, nodding politely. Your spoon clinked slightly in your bowl as your heart skipped a beat. You glanced at him quickly, your breath catching. "You are always in my protection. Are you sweating?" Your cheeks turned the color of your gown, but it was warm comfort and rest this time. Your heart whispered. In between the dinner, he decided to smile at you, but you shook your head in a way that you were feeling comfortable. After the dinner, you both said bye to his family and left for your house. You got into the car, still flustered. The silence between you and Jungkook was no longer awkward. As he started the engine, he finally spoke. "Wyan." You turned your head. He cleared his throat nervously. "You are my wife, and I don't want you to be scared." "You should be always comfortable." He was warm in a quiet way. He always had been soft towards you. Your hands trembled slightly in your lap. Then, before your brain could overthink it, you smiled back at him, his eyes widened in shock, but only for a second. "I am sorry for being so late. I should have done this before. But now I promise to you that I will never let my fear come back." "Now go finish your homework before Namjoon shows up at your door with clippers."